Namaste, myself Reni Khurana, Assistant Professor, Faculty Physiotherapy and Diagnostics, JVM, Rajasthan. Today we are going to discuss about assessment of a pediatric patient. The history and physical examination remains a clinician's most important tool. Many times a complete history and physical evaluation reveal findings unrelated to and unexpected from the patient's chief complaint and major concerns. An age-specific approach to the pediatric physical examination is another important consideration when caring for children. Remember, historical information depends almost completely on the caregiver of the patient, especially in infants and very young children. Now, what should cover in the assessment of pediatric patients includes prenatal and birth history, developmental history, social history of family, and immunization history. Now, outline for pediatric history and physical examination. This includes history and review of system, which consists of presenting complaint, document the chief complaint and its duration in the patient's or parents' own words whenever possible. Next, present illness. Begin with the statements that include age, sex, color, and duration of illness. Source of information and relationship to the patient, that is, mother, father, grandparent, caregiver, should be noted. History of present illness, that is onset, location, duration, character, quality, aggravating, alleviating, relieving factors and timing should be included. How and when did the illness start? Health, immediate before the illness. Progress of disease, that consists of order and date of onset of new symptoms. Specific symptoms and physical signs that may have developed. Any pertinent negative data, that is no fever, deny sore throat, aggravating and alleviating factors, significant medical attention and medications given, dosages and over what period and when the last dose was given. In any acute infections, ask about the type and degree of exposure. For the well children, ask how they have been since their last visit and any concerns related. Third is birth history or neonatal history. It includes prenatal. Did the mother receive prenatal care? Use of prenatal vitamin. Health of mother during pregnancy. Medical supervision. Drugs, diet, infections such as rubella, other illness, vomiting, toxemia, and other complications. In antenatal, collect the history of Rh type and serology, maternal bleeding, mother's previous pregnancy history. In case of natal history, collect duration of pregnancy, birth weight, kind and duration of labor, type of delivery, presentation, sedation and anesthesia if known, state of infant at birth, resuscitation required, onset of respiration, first cry. Now moving towards neonatal history, it consists of ask what the APGAR score were. Sometimes parents or caregivers do not know this information. Another way to ask if there were complications after the baby was born is to ask if the baby went home from the hospital with the mother or parents or stayed in the hospital longer. Also ask if the baby went to the NICU, that is neonatal ICU. Then ask about any congenital abnormalities, anomalies or birth injuries. Ask about any jaundice, transfusion, sepsis or the other neonatal problems. Ask if the baby had any difficulty in sucking, any rashes, excessive weight loss or feeding difficulties. Now fourth portion is previous history. This includes past medical history, past surgical history, and past illness. I repeat, previous history including past medical history, past surgical history, and past illness. Past illness: first document the child's previous general health and then the specific areas. Next, past medical history including all diagnoses, infections, accidents, and injuries, including ingestions. Under this, collect age, type or nature, severity, and sequelae. In past hospitalizations, collect place of hospitalization, for what reason, and duration of hospitalization. What hospital or what reason and when. Past surgeries, under this, where and by whom, for what diagnosis. Fifth component is vaccination history or immunizations. Under this, list date and type of immunization, facility providing immunization, and any complications or reactions. Do not list up to the date per parent report. If no immunization record is available, then note this is in the problem section of the plan, so this can be followed on. Sixth component is developmental history related to growth and development. Development, remember, ask about motor for both gross and fine, and social interactions with others, as well as some major milestones achieved, including age, smile, crawl, sat, walk, or first words. Can ask about school performance or comparison with siblings in the older child. Gross motor, including head control, sitting, pulling to stand, and walking. Fine motor, including raking, pencil grasp, and refined pencil grasp. Social, including social smile, interaction with toys. Cognitive includes object performance and school performance. Major growth and development milestones for the age, and if parent or caregiver has any concerns about infant's development, that is first raised head, rolled over, sat alone, and pulled up or walk, should be noted. Note any formal development screening when appropriate, and also if infant or child receiving services for any delay. Now the seventh component is nutrition history. Under this, breast or formula, type, duration, major formula changes, time of weaning, and difficulties. Be specific about how much milk or formula the baby receives. How does caretaker mix the formula? Vitamin supplements, type, when started, amount, and the duration. Solid foods, when introduced, how taken, and types. For older child, ask about diet, meals or snacks per day, and type of foods consumed. Appetite, food, likes and dislikes, idiosyncrasies or allergies, reaction of child to eating. An idea of child's usual daily intake is important. Now the eighth component is medication and allergies. Allergies with specific attention to drug allergies, detailed type of reaction, and results of allergy testing if performed. Medications that patient is currently taking, prescribed, over the counter, homeopathic, including dose, formula, rule, and frequency should be noted. Now the ninth component is family history. In this, use family tree whenever possible. Family history contains age and health of family members, including parents, grandparents, and siblings. stillbirths, miscarriage, abortions, age at death and cause of death of immediate members of family, non-genetic diseases, conditions with a genetic contribution including allergy, blood diseases, mental or nervous disease, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, kidney disease, rheumatic fever, neoplastic diseases, congenital abnormalities, cancer, convulsion disorders and others also. Now, health of contacts. In this, collect any recent ill exposure. Example is TB. Now moving towards 10th component, which is social history. Under this, collect type of habitat, age of habitat, number of people in home and relationship to the patient, marital status of patient and involvement with child, parents' employment, child care or school. Now the 11th component is environmental history. That includes environmental tobacco smoke, water source to home, pets, smoke and carbon monoxide detectors and firearms. Now history component is complete. We are moving towards review of system, that is ROS. A system review will serve several purposes, as it will often brings out symptoms or signs missed in collection of data about the present illness. It might direct the interviewer into questioning about other systems that have some indirect bearing on the present illness. Example, eczema in a child with asthma. It also serves as a screening device for uncovering symptoms, past or present, which were omitted in the earlier part of the interview. Now, the review of system consists of general, eyes, ear, nose, throat, teeth, cardiorespiratory, gastrointestinal, genitourinary, neuromuscular, endocrine, hematological, rheumatologic, and skin. General system includes unusual weight gain or loss, fatigue, temperature sensitivity, mentality, pattern of growth, that include record previous height and weight on appropriate charts, time and pattern of puberty. Next system is eye. That includes, have the child's eyes ever been closed, any foreign body or infection, glasses for any reason, any problems with their vision, any eye pain. Next system is related to ear, nose and throat, which includes review for frequent colds, sore throat, sneezing, stuffy nose, discharge, postnatal drip, mouth breathing, snoring, otitis, adenitis. Next system is for teeth. Under this, collect review about age of eruption of deciduous and permanent teeth, number at 1 year, comparison with siblings. Next system is cardiorespiratory. This consists of collecting review about frequency and nature of disturbances, dyspnea, chest pain, cough, sputum, wheeze, expectoration, cyanosis, edema, syncope, tachycardia. Next system, gastrointestinal, which includes vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, type of stools, abdominal pain or discomfort, jaundice. Next system is genitourinary. In this, collect history about enuresis, dysuria, frequency, polyuria, pyuria, hematuria, character of stream, vaginal discharge, menstrual history, bladder control, abnormalities of penis and testes, details of menarche and menstruation for adolescent females. Next system is neuromuscular, that involves headache, nervousness, dizziness, tingling, convulsions, habit spasm, ataxia, muscle or joint pains, postural deformities, exercise tolerance, gait. Next is endocrine system, which includes disturbances of growth, excessive fluid intake, polyphagia, goiter, and thyroid disease. Next system is hematologic. Under this cover bruise, difficulty stopping bleeds, lumps under arm, neck, fever, shakes, shiver. Next system is rheumatologic. Under this, joints pain, stiffness, swollen, variation in joint pain during day, fingers painful or blue in cold, dry mouth, red eyes, back and neck pain. Next system is skin related. Ask about rashes, hives, problem with hair, skin texture or color and others. There are different in performing a pediatric physical examination compared with that of an adult, and it is important to gather as much as data you can collect. There is an agreed upon approach to evaluation of child. The following recommendations will aid in the evaluation of the child. First, stay at the child's level while observing them. Second, get as much history from them as possible. And third, do the exam from the least distressing to the most distressing. Now, age-specific approach to the physical examination for infant consists of lying in parent or caregiver arms, leave eyes, ear, mouth to end, do heart, lungs when infant is quiet or sleeping, try distraction techniques with older infants. Physical examination in toddlers, minimal contact, allow to inspect equipments, stethoscope, assess heart, lung and then head to toe approach. Physical examination in preschools, it is similar to the toddler, especially allow preschoolers to handle the equipment. Now, physical examination for school age, respect privacy, explain steps or approach to physical examination beforehand. And physical examination for adolescents consists explain findings, same as school age child, respect privacy and ask parents to leave room during part of examination. Thank you.